Hey!
Hello, everyone, and
Hi.
welcome to
Our viewing party.
LOL. Obviously, things are a little bit different today. Miss Girly, our Tatiana Alvarez, is not here. I was going to say no longer with us, but that's not true. She's with us on this earth. She just is not currently here because she is in the middle of a performance. So we're joined by, we're pulling, if you watch, which is what I've been saying this whole time. You watch, with like Trixie and Katya, you know what I'm saying? And like the time when like Katya, love you girl, went to rehab and like had to be replaced by Bob the drag queen. That's what we're currently doing.
Yes, God.
With
And I'm
Parker.
pulling a Bob.
Yeah.
So Miss Bobbert is me, and I'm
Yeah,
replacing Miss Katya, aka Tati.
Yeah.
Even though I would say I'm more of a Katya in life, it doesn't matter. Because
But you don't have a
for the
drug
example,
problem, so don't say that.
I don't have a drug problem, but I have lots of other problems
That's
that
true,
could
that's
put me
true.
in an institution.
Okay, purr.
So, slay. But, I'm here today. I'm so honored to be here.
Thank you for filling in.
Absolutely. Anytime, any place, diva.
Our girly is a little busy, and we saw her show yesterday, and
Yes.
she ate as always, giving it to us.
Giving it to the balcony. Yes, God.
So this will be out hopefully before the next weekend, and she has one more weekend in the Heights. So
In the Heights.
go see it at Palace Verdes Performing Arts. Is that what it?
Yeah, I think
PVPA,
the Norris Theater
She
in
ate.
Palos Verdes.
They ate. It's
yes,
a slay.
God.
Her. Anyways.
And also, because I'm here, Tati's a wimp when it comes to scary movies.
Yes.
So anytime I will be here without Tati present,
Yeah.
it's going to be a movie that she wouldn't want to watch herself, which is probably on the
Exactly.
spookier side.
Yeah. So it kind of, miss you, girl, obvi. But it's kind of fun because she doesn't like spooky stuff. We have to watch it. Actually, I have something to talk about. So one of my favorite movies literally ever is It. I love the It movies. Both of them.
Pennywise
One and
is
two.
Maddy's boyfriend.
No, okay, but to explain myself, it's less the Pennywise and more Bill Skarsgård. Okay, I have a crush on Bill Skarsgård, who literally doesn't, but he's Pennywise, so I live. You hear me? Anyways, I love those movies, and so obviously I want to watch them with my friends. Okay, and so I got her to watch the first one, and she's like, "We have to do it with the lights on. We have to do it in daytime." To which I'm like, okay, I'll accommodate that. So we watched it in the daytime. It was fun. Everything was fine. One thing about our girl Tati, we'll just keep talking about her because she's not here.
Yeah, we'll talk about her as if she will never listen to this.
Which I know you are listening, Tati. So hello.
Oh my gosh, hi Tati. We're in your
Tati.
little. You're probably listening to this while driving us.
She
I'm
is.
assuming. So let's talk to her while she's driving.
Okay.
Hi Tati, while you're driving.
Tati's
Put your hands on the
driving.
steering wheel.
10 and 2.
10 and 2, and focus on the road
Yeah,
while
Miss
you giggle
Frankie
listening
Lynn.
to us. Hi Tati. Okay, sorry about
Anyways,
that.
what was I? Where was I? She has really vivid dreams. Okay.
Yeah, that bitch is lucid the house.
Yes, lucid dreams.
She said, let loose. I said, let loose.
Yeah, like her dreams, which anytime any one of us has vivid dreams, we're like, that was a Tatiana dream.
Oh, yeah.
I was talking today, I had a crazy dream last night, and Parker literally said to me on the drive here, okay, Tatiana. So she has a problem with scary movies because of the dreams that could then happen.
Mm-hmm.
Slay. So we watched It Chapter 1, per. And then I was like, girl, we have to watch It Chapter 2 because It Chapter 2, I love even more than It Chapter 1.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Jessica Chastain.
Jessica Chastain, James McAvoy, Bill Hader, you're literally lying. So I want to do that one here, just so we all know. I want to do both
Part
movies.
1 and Part 2. You should. October.
Yes. I kind of, not to plan everything, but I that is the best time of the year, Halloween. Obviously, I'm a Halloween girly. And so I want to it's going to be more than just October, just so you all are aware, Your
guys' podcast comes out on Wednesdays, right?
Yeah.
I wonder how many Wednesdays are in October. Hopefully there's 5 rather than 4 so you can get another opportunity.
That could be fun. Well, but I will do it. I mean, obviously I'm not the only person on this podcast. Tati will chat about it, but I want to do September too.
I think you guys should do Twilight in September.
No, fully and completely, obviously.
Fully, completely, obviously, slay.
Yeah, because if there's anything about me, it's that if there's a form of media that is so entirely made me who I am today, a formative piece of media for me, it is Twilight. I am a Twilight, stand the house in boots, purr. So we will be doing Twilight eventually.
Listen, I talk about Twilight, and you specifically on my podcast episode that is coming out.
Shut up.
Yeah, literally.
LOL.
With Amani. So the episode comes out tomorrow. So
Okay,
yeah. I mean, not when you guys are listening to this, but
yeah. It will have
physically
been
too,
out.
yeah.
Yeah. Love that. So we will do Twilight eventually, obviously.
Oh, yeah, per.
Yeah. And battle scars. Anyways, so back to the It story. I was like, when are we gonna watch It Chapter 2? And she was like, we'll watch it after Christmas. Because we had watched It Chapter 1 before Halloween.
Yeah.
After Christmas. Bitch, that was 3 Christmases ago.
Yeah, hella time.
Yeah. So, Tati, when are we gonna watch It Chapter 2?
Yeah, Tati, answer it in the car right now
Answer
without
it
us
now.
hearing. Yeah.
And text us your answer. I know you will.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to everything else.
Should we do favorite media of the week?
Oh my gosh, come on. Is
Listen,
this your
I'm an
podcast?
active listener. I know how it goes.
Yeah, and you know what you said? This is funny because of what you said the other day to me and Tati.
Uh-huh.
It's like our podcast, like you said, are in its own Actual Bitches cinematic universe.
Yes, absolutely.
Actual Bitches is the name of our group chat, and it has been for like how many years? 5?
Probably like no, way more than that.
What?
We did American Idiot in 2016. No, we did Parade in 2016.
Yeah, but it was American Idiot, I think, when we formed
which is
it.
2017. So that's been 6 years.
Okay, 5 is not that far off.
Okay, listen. It's probably been 7. Let's do 6 or 7.
Okay,
Let's round
slay.
up to 7.
Slay. So our podcast exists within the Actual Bitches cinematic universe.
Yeah.
Hence the reason why Parker is here. So Parker knows this inside and out. And obviously I know Parker's Pointless podcast also inside and out.
Absolutely.
With hot takes and everything.
Yes, diva.
Parker's Piping Hot. Is that what it is? Parker's Piping Hot?
Parker's Piping Hot Takes.
Yes, Piping Hot Takes.
Yeah. It's period poo.
Period.
Parker's Piping Hot period poo takes.
The house down.
Pussy poppin' bitch.
Yes. Okay. Anyway, so back to our normal stuff. Yes.
Miss Media.
Miss Media.
Okay.
Parker, you being the guest, you
I'm
lead the
going
way.
to take it away. I'm going to pull a Maddie Berry in because I have a lot, but I'll get through them quickly.
That's okay. You know I literally live.
So recently, if you don't know this about me, now you will. I'm a pop music girly. Like if it's pop music, I'll be listening.
Right.
I love pop music. It's my favorite like genre of music. You will catch me listening to the girlies. I've been really rocking and bopping to Miley Cyrus's new album, Miss Endless Summer Vacation. I've been live, laugh, loving it. Her Disney Plus special is fucking slay.
It is.
Everything about her in that special eats down.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to be you, girl.
She's the
and she
moment.
sounds amazing. Like she sounds incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So highly, and I love going back listening to River is one of my favorite songs.
River's really good.
Song of the summer, in my opinion.
I love Miley.
So yeah.
I met her once and she was really nice.
Period.
I love her.
Yeah, Miley Cyrus is that girl. So she's been that girl and she will always be that girl.
Slay.
Love that for her. Also, all the Wicked leaks. Literally every single Wicked leak that comes out, I am literally gooped and gaping for it.
Yeah.
Like the one of Cynthia singing Defying Gravity.
Oh my God.
I
know. I just sent that to someone literally today.
I can't. I'm like, I'm going to be a Wicked movie stan, like, period.
Yeah.
Like, I already know. Like, if it's bad, it's not. You're lying. So,
if
like,
it's bad, you're bad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, like, every leak of Ari, of Cynthia, everything, I've been literally living.
You know what I'm still waiting for? Because we saw Michelle Yeoh. I'm
Mhm.
still waiting for a leak of Jonathan Bailey as Fiero. He is so freaking hot, and I'm
Don't
so
bring up
excited.
Jonathan Bailey in my presence.
I know.
Okay?
So, okay, if there's anything about Parker, it's that Bridgerton season 2 did something to Parker and rearranged like all of the brain cells.
Yeah.
Like, and Jonathan Bailey, it's a whole entire thing, and I would say not a complex, not to be rude.
No.
but
Yeah, you say
it's
it.
a complex.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, Bridgerton complex that Parker has.
No, it literally like shuffled my whole like anatomy, to be honest. And like I really entered my kindness era. Like from Bridgerton season 2, I was like, am I wanting to be nice to every person I meet? Like it was so weird.
Yeah.
And
it's
it
true.
was like it like really genuinely did something to me that I'm not comfortable sharing.
Yeah.
So
it was like do you want to watch Bridgerton? No, I have to watch it by myself. It was like that.
And I haven't even rewatched it yet. Like I've been really wanting to rewatch. I just haven't
so
because because of how like seismic the reaction I had to it the first time was. Like I was like, I don't know if I'm prepared for that.
Yeah.
So I haven't gotten to it yet, but I will.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways.
Okay.
Wicked, obviously.
Wicked ob. I know we're probably going to talk about this too.
Yellow Jackets?
I was going to say all the TV.
Okay, perfect.
Because me and Maddy watch a lot of the same TV shows and we'll text about it. Yellow Jackets, we'll talk about that. Ted Lasso, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Mandalorian just wrapped. Live, Laugh, Love.
Love Mandalorian. I'm in my Star Wars
and
bag.
Schmigadoon.
Have you finished Schmigadoon?
No, because the final episode isn't out until
Or are
Tuesday.
you caught
I'm
up?
caught up, yeah.
Oh, I'm not caught up. Rip.
Girl.
I know. I
But Ted
live.
Lasso, oh,
I'm also not caught up in Ted Lasso.
oh my God. Have you
I
watched the
know.
episode when they're in the
Amsterdam?
Netherlands?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
good. That episode really like made my
Oh.
heart like it was one of the most magical episodes of
No,
television I've ever
truly.
watched.
I think Ted Lasso does like those like kind of capsule episodes so well.
Yes.
Oh my God, Rebecca. Oof.
Because every
Hannah
episode,
Waddingham.
like, it furthers the plot while simultaneously standing on its own
Yeah.
as its own just, ugh. That show is so good. If you're not watching
Yeah.
Ted Lasso, you guys are literally missing out. It is just such
It's
a
the best.
heartwarming, beautiful, uplifting show.
Right.
And then Yellow Jackets. Let's talk
Ugh.
about that. They're taking a break this week, which makes
Oh
me
my
want to cry.
God. I'm so upset that so the most recent episode we've watched has left on such a cliffhanger. I mean, LOL cliffhanger. Girl. And I am like aching for the next episode. If you're not watching Yellow Jackets, also, what are you doing? If you
Literally.
like scary stuff. If you can't do scary stuff, I understand.
It's major spooks, like spooky, scary skeleton vibes, but like
yes,
live.
because I've said once before that I watched the most disturbing episode of television, which was Yellow Jackets, and that was a few episodes ago. But from this last episode, I was horrified. The ending of this last episode, do you not remember? Where I don't want to like spoil it for anyone.
Just
but,
cover the mic and like do this.
Okay. Well, we can also just talk about it later.
I want to know right now.
Okay, like when Miss Girl is like talking to Lottie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, talking to and then like there's like the flashbacks of like plane crash and there's something. I'm not going to give spoilers. I'm gonna
yeah.
And you see something in the plane.
That was actually really scary.
And then there's a part right after where something happens. With where she sees something and you're like, was that real or was that a hallucination?
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay.
I
remember now.
It's just talking about it and remembering it. It's so scary, but it is so good. It is truly one of the best things on television right now. Period. And if you're not watching, I feel bad for you.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
And then my final one is you guys, like something about me just in general is that when I am obsessed, I don't know if it's ADHD, it probably is, but like when I'm obsessed with something, I will literally either consume it or listen to it, watch it, whatever, on repeat as if there's a gun held to my head.
Yeah.
But like, it's like concerning because I will like a song, not concerning because I'm not concerned. So if you're concerned, that's your problem.
But if someone else saw it, they'd be scared.
Yes.
Okay.
Like I will literally put a song on loop and I will listen to it and like I'll listen to it for an hour.
Okay.
Over and over and
kind of
over and
weird.
over and over.
I won't lie.
And specifically what's like really had me in a chokehold, which I mean, here's a gag.
Oh, I know what you're
I'm
gonna
a
say.
chokehold kind of girl. Like things have me in chokeholds all the time.
I know what you're gonna say.
Part of your world. So this past week, Halle Bailey's recording or version of Part of Your World was finally like legally published on the all the streaming services.
Mm-hmm.
It is so I honestly think it is the best version of that song
oh my God,
to ever exist. Like it is the penultimate, or not penultimate. It is.
We love you, Jodie. To be clear,
of course. Like Jodie is like
we stand.
She's the one.
Yeah.
But the way and also Sierra Bogus as well. Let's not forget the Broadway.
Yeah. Like we love literally everyone. Always iconic. But I do say I understand what you mean. Like she so made it her own, but in a way where it's still so true to like Ariel. Not to be like. You know what I mean? But it's so beautiful.
It's so magical. It's so powerful.
How many times have we heard that song? And she did stuff that I would have never expected.
Yeah.
Like I was surprised listening to it.
And like her phrase, like she like even on the things that she didn't like change.
Right.
Her phrasing of certain things was just
the way she says free.
Oh my God, wandering free. Oh, like it literally, I literally listened to it. I was on a walk. Okay. I was a little like in my brain, but I was listening to it on a walk and I was struggling to focus and I was like, okay, I need to just really listen to this.
Yeah.
And I was literally crying in public, walking, listening to this because of just like
it's gorgeous.
It was so beautiful. And it just like struck me in that moment. I was like, this is, I mean, which I've known, but like this is so important.
Mm-hmm.
Like this movie and this casting is so important. And I'm like, the way this makes me feel as a grown adult is like only like a fraction or like is eclipsed by the feeling that young girls who like of darker complexions are gonna
right.
have looking at like watching her and seeing
Yeah.
her. It's just so magical.
I know, it
like
really
it's
is.
just such a huge deal, and it makes me so
I'm
happy.
I cannot. I don't think I've ever been more excited for
Literally.
anything than I am excited for that and Barbie.
Ugh, purr.
Little Mermaid and Barbie. I'm so excited for both of them. It's
Literally.
a summer for the girls. Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, not to say that if you're not a girl you can't enjoy it, but I'm just saying it's like giving slay.
Yeah,
It's giving pink. It's giving purple.
it's giving she her. And,
She her. Yeah.
and she her, and honestly, we are her. So
Yeah,
her.
yeah. Ugh.
So what's your media of the week?
Well, considering you took 20 minutes, which I do stand.
Actually, the timer says 15
It
minutes
does
and
say
30
15.
seconds.
Yeah, I
So
rounded
let's
up. I
let's
rounded
come
up.
correct, doll.
Okay, so I'll be quick. I watched Sex Education again, which have you ever watched
I
Sex
haven't.
Education?
It's British, right?
Yes. And it has a lot of the cast from Barbie.
Word.
Like Ncuti Gatwa, who's
Uh-huh.
like the new Doctor Who. He's one of the Kens, as well as Emma Mackey. She's gonna be in it, and the other guy who
If
plays
there's
Adam
anything
in
about
Sex
Maddie,
Education.
she's gonna know the names, and
I
I'm
don't
not
know
gonna
all
know
of
the names.
because I don't know the guy who played Adam. But Sex Education is so good. It has a wacky name. Yes, it's very raunch, but it is so beautiful. Gillian Anderson is in it, which like literal icon. Margaret Thatcher in The Crown.
Your Majesty.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
The
yeah.
X-Files, and literally an icon.
Right.
Like it's so good. So if you haven't watched Sex Education, all 3 seasons slay. And also the other 2 on HBO. Literally, it is one of the funniest things I've ever watched in my whole
I can't
entire
wait to
life.
watch it.
I've started watching it this week, and I've told Parker at least 15 times in the past 2 days to watch it because it is hilarious.
I'm very excited to watch it.
Molly
Like,
Shannon, you're
it's truly
lying.
on the list.
Yeah.
Diva.
It's so good. Ugh, so watch it.
Oh,
Anyways,
and is that all your media for this week?
yeah.
Wow. As an active listener to this podcast, and as I'm sure all of you are listening right now, this is like historic
I
for
know,
Miss
it's
Maddie
kinda
Berry to
short.
have only 2.
I know.
Well, slay.
Yeah, it's been a busy week, so I didn't have much
Absolutely.
time to sit and watch stuff.
So should we get into the movie?
We should.
Well, what movie are we watching
We
this
are
week?
watching Bodies.
Hey.
The hit 2022 A24 feature film,
Slay.
which we've been talking about watching for literally forever.
Yeah, when it was like in theaters, I remember
Yeah.
us being like, we have to see that. It looks so
Never
fun.
did.
I never did.
Yeah.
And then because of Yellow Jackets, which
Mhm.
you have to have Showtime for Yellow Jackets, sorry about it.
Yeah, that's the thing about
This movie is on Showtime. So everyone go watch Yellow Jackets, get your
Mhm.
Showtime subscription, and watch this movie.
I do think it's also on Hulu as well.
Rip.
Or at
Well,
least it was. But I also have, maybe that's just because I have Showtime through Hulu. I don't know. But this movie is truly something else.
yeah, it's Kukiana Grande.
Kukiana Grande, LOL, Ariana Grande, LOL, used to be engaged to Pete Davidson.
Ugh, the through
LOL,
line.
one of the stars of Bodies.
All right, Miss Maddie, take it away. And
Okay.
I want to preface it with this, you guys.
Yeah.
I
preface.
told Maddie this yesterday. I really watched this movie in the sense of my notes are very sparse because I was very much watching the film.
Yeah.
Which
Why?
also, do you know what's actually, never mind.
Know what?
But
You don't have
while
to
I was
say if you don't
watching the
want to.
film, my
Uh-huh.
car was getting smashed.
Yeah. Parker's had a hard time. Parker's had a rough go of it the past
Yeah,
few days.
you guys. And also back to the part of your world that I had a connection with that song for some reason that really just put me in a nice mental place,
Uh-huh.
which is why I was listening to it so obsessively this past week because it made me
you
feel.
needed to be zen.
Yeah,
You
and
needed
it
to be-
really like mellowed me
Yeah,
out.
everyone wish Parker well.
Yeah, like literally,
Actively.
please, because someone is out. Like the scriptwriter of my life is on
Yeah,
one this fucking week.
It's
you guys,
true. It's true.
I think
it's
they deserve to be fired.
A24.
It's giving A24. It's giving Game of Thrones season 8. It's
Right.
giving you need to be fired, Diva.
Yeah,
Dave and
no.
Dan, wherever you are in the world, fucking
hiding.
rot.
They're in
doll.
hiding. That's for sure. All right, let's get into it. Also, another preface. I've only seen this once. Parker's only seen this once, so
Yes.
we're gonna try our darndest.
Darndest, Diva.
I do think I did it fairly decent job, but I also have the plot up. So
All right, take it away, Miss
So
Diva.
we open in a field.
Lesbianism.
Yes. Which
I wrote
slay.
that down.
Yeah, I said the girls. Oh, and I said, damn, they're going in.
Oh, hi, gay.
Hi, gay. Hi, gay.
Hi, gay.
Slay girlies. And it's Miss Rue from the Hunger Games. You didn't know
No,
that?
I did not.
Yeah, Amanda Steinberg.
Slay girl.
So my immediate thought was not this girl in a field again. We know how that ended last time.
Dead, hun.
Dead. Also, Hunger Games. Did you watch the trailer?
I haven't watched the trailer yet.
Oof, okay.
You read the book though, right?
Not yet, but I have it.
Okay.
Your sister read the book.
Yeah, she did.
Oh well, not me knowing that, but because we chatted about it.
Yeah.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi,
Okay.
Kelly.
So what is happening is this relationship I don't think has been going on for too long. So we see because they haven't met her friends yet.
Yeah.
We haven't met our main girl, Amanda Steinberg. The girlfriend hasn't met her friends yet.
Mhm.
And so they're talking about the friends and she's like nervous because they're going off to a hurricane party in this mansion in the middle of nowhere. To which a hurricane party.
It's giving rich people behavior.
It's giving rich people behavior. It's giving I have no concept of anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's giving like when the pandemic first started and people were having pandemic parties.
Not pandemic parties.
Yeah. It's giving like, well, because it's like, I think obviously it's intentional, but like, I thought it was so brilliant because it was like highlighting just the privilege that they had.
Right.
Especially when they're like, when is it going to start raining?
I know. And
I was like, you want the hurricane to start, Diva? Like while other people are literally like probably losing their houses.
No, you're so right.
It's just, really, setting that up where you're like, these people are fucking flops.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Miss Blonde Girl, her name is B. She's like Eastern European, Russian, I believe.
Yeah, I could not put a finger on where she's from.
Well, because someone made a Russia joke, and so I was
That's
like, she
what I
must be
thought
Russian. So she's nervous to go meet Amanda's friends. And they're like, she's talking about social media, and she's like, yeah, your friends seem so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Get their life together, whatever. And she's stressed. They pull up to this mansion, which like gated mansion.
Yes, God.
Which listen, not to hello friends, but you'll know who I'm talking about. But I recently pulled up to my friend's house and it was a mansion with a gate and I was gagged. So I can only imagine the Gagorama Miss.
And they were in the mountains. It was giving The Hills Are Alive with the sound of literal music.
Truly, I'm like, where is this? It must be in the south because of a hurricane.
No, it was New York. It was probably upstate.
Oh yeah, it was New York.
Like upstate New York is my guess. Which are maybe like not upstate, but maybe like what is it called? The
Catskills?
Yeah. Because I think because the hurricanes hit New York all the time.
That's true.
And it looked very much giving
I just
New
associate
York.
hurricanes with like Florida.
I know.
But
like
right.
Hurricane Irene.
Oh
was
yeah.
in New York.
I don't know. We just got earthquakes around here. Anyways, so yeah, they're having a party. And I also so there's something interesting happening with the blonde girl's mom. Because her mom calls and there's like something silly happening. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's something. I think she's like worried. She's like, girl, what are you doing?
She's like, what is happening? Where are you off to? And they're getting out of the car. What does Miss Girl do? She checks herself like in the mirror and like grabs something from the car. She leaves the mirror open and the lights are on.
I didn't.
Did you not catch that?
I didn't. But then I remember. Well,
yeah. No, I literally was like, well,
and she had a full I, Tanya moment.
She did
mirror.
have a full I, Tanya moment, like looking like freaking out. Miss Girl was stressed.
I, Tanya.
Yeah, I, Tanya. Which, come on, Margot, we live. So yeah, they go into the mansion. I put a cute friends trip at a mansion work. And we go to this party. And first of all, Lee Pace is there, which slay.
Girl,
you know
listen, I'm filling in for Tati, so like I have to.
You have to be clueless, also.
Yeah,
not to be rude, Tati. I love you.
No. Tati and I are one. Like this is why me and Tati two peas in a pod.
Yeah,
because we're two peas in an airheaded pod.
Yeah, you're two peas in a kitchen,
and it's not. It's exactly. It's not rude. It's just true.
No, yeah.
Because me and Tati just sometimes just are kind of we don't know.
Yeah. Well,
but it's okay because we just get along.
We love Lee Pace. Lee Pace was in like The Hobbit and Elf.
Uh-huh.
We haven't seen The Hobbit, but I know that he's in it, and he's really hot.
Okay.
You can't agree that he's hot.
IMDb. Which one is he?
The older guy, the 40-year-old guy.
Yes.
So, Lee Pace is there. Pete Davidson is there. They're all crazy, and they're all like they're shocked that Amanda shows up. What's her name in the movie in the show? Sophie. They're all shocked shocked that Sophie has arrived to this party because she didn't like respond to the group chat or whatever.
And they were like all swimming in the pool, but like underwater, like just like zooted out of their mind. They were on. Drugs. I literally wrote down. I said they were on substances.
Like if there's one thing about this movie, it's the substance.
Yeah, which I think adds to just like
the chaos,
the theme of like what is going on.
Right.
And also, I'm like that pool looks fucking nasty, you guys. That water was murky.
Yeah.
Which I just think any pool that's surrounded by trees is kind of suspicious.
Right.
So I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
And it was not sunny outside. I was like, y'all are swimming in the pool with the like overcast weather. It kind of gives like icky vibes.
Yeah.
Like only swimming in the pool when the sun is out and like kind of hot. Other than
it
that,
could have been hot though. They're all in shorts and stuff. It could be
I don't know,
summer.
but the clouds were out.
Yeah, but that's also a humid pool. That's a thing.
Just icky.
We're Californians. If you can't tell.
Sunshine only, please.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so they're all they're talking about Miss Girly there's a drug issue that is being referenced with Sophie, and she's like, the last time I saw you, girl, you were coked out on the subway, and I said that sounds like my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Which I just recently saw someone doing coke in front of me for the first time, and I was like, oh my god, I did not partake. But slay if you do, work. But I was gagged. My nose. Ouch. Anyways. And Rachel, what's her name? Rachel Sennett. Rachel Sennett. She's the silly one named Alice who wears the
my name isn't Alice, honestly.
Her.
We can just refer to this.
Yeah. So she is, first of all, one of the funniest people I think alive at the moment.
Literally know.
Yes. And they make a joke about her having a podcast.
When I literally heard everything about her character, I'm like, I am being attacked on this day.
I'm obsessed with her. She's like, not the girly having a podcast. Is what I thought. I'm screaming. And then she's like, oh, someone says something about the podcast. And she's like, oh, we have a fan of the pod.
I literally wrote not fan of the pod.
I was like, shut up. The way they were reading her down for this podcast, I live.
Also, just like all these characters in general, I'm like, these are all people
we know.
on. Yes. I'm like, these are all TikTok people.
TikTok. Yeah.
Like, I'm like, these are all like, but like not even like like TikTokers, but like characters that people make on TikTok.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. This movie is so like Gen Z. Like it's so, if you're our age, you're like, this is hilarious.
Yeah. It's like,
I feel like if people like, and I'm not trying, is this ageist to say, but I feel like only our generation will really understand.
Yes, and especially like Zillennials.
Yes.
Because we have like the Gen Z awareness and knowledge to like know what they're referencing and know what they're doing.
Right in the middle.
While simultaneously being old enough to see like this is a commentary on this caricature of people.
Because we're like all their age. We're the same age as all these people. So
we get both sides to where it's made for us.
Anyways, Rachel Sennett. So Greg up here, Lee Pace, is Rachel Sennett's boyfriend. He's like 40, she's like 25. This girl, Jordan, is fucking meaning for what?
Yeah.
She comes in angry. And then Pete Davidson is there. It's Pete Davidson's house. And his dad's house. And that's his girlfriend, Emma, who seems unhinged.
Yeah.
Everybody's unhinged.
She seems a little sad. But also everyone's on so many substances. I'm like, girl, I don't know who is what and where and when and why.
Yeah. Okay. So they're all drinking and dancing and swimming and doing all sorts of substances. And then it starts to rain and the hurricane has arrived.
Hi, hurricane.
Hi, Rita Sawayama.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But first, so someone breaks out champagne.
Yes,
yeah.
With the sword.
With the sword. They're doing one of the, that wacky thing where Greg Lee Pace, does the, which I'm like, yeah, okay.
It's so funny because I'm like, girl, just open it.
Yeah. Like, why are you doing all that?
Also, in Heights last night when he was struggling to open a champagne bottle, I'm like, girl, fucking figure it out. It's not hard. But I open champagne bottles as a job. So like, if it's easy to me, so I guess maybe it's not easy for other people.
Well, I mean, I don't open champagne very often, so I think I'd probably struggle, to be honest. I don't really drink either, so I don't even know if I would successfully be able to open a wine bottle.
Listen, it's just a skill. It's easy.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just so you all know, I don't. If we're having wine, you guys have to do it for me. Anyways, so they're having champagne. Oh, also, why were they bagging on this girl for making zucchini bread?
Yeah,
B came with zucchini bread, which is a kind thing to do, and they all were mean. And I'm like, that's a slay.
It's because she's like a normal person, and they're all abnormal people. So everything she does, they're like, you're weird.
They're giving like NYU, like
assholes.
Assholes.
Listen, you know what's so funny though? As I was watching this movie, because like, let's just acknowledge the elephant in the room. East Coast and West Coast are like
very
the people
different.
Are very different.
Right.
And East Coast and West Coast wealth is very, very different.
Right.
Like Nouveau Riche versus like old money. It's very much giving Great Gatsby.
It is. No,
but
I totally get what you mean.
But it's so real.
Yeah.
Like East Coast wealth is such It is one of the weirdest things to experience.
If you're rich on the East Coast and you're listening, first of all, slay.
Venmo
also, send me money.
$17,000 fucking dollars.
Yes, but also like, I not to be rude, but I'm scared of East Coast wealth.
Yes, because it's attached to
spooky stuff.
Like it's literally attached to like oppression doll.
Right.
So yikes.
Yeah.
And when I was in school, all of those people
Parker
were
went
like
to school
that.
on the East Coast.
Yes, God. And it was only for a year, but it was enough for me to know what's going on.
High
It is
depression.
it is so real.
Yeah.
And
I don't think I've seen it that much.
It is so much like that.
Yeah, I believe it.
It's icky. It's kind of scary.
Yeah. But also once again, if you're rich, I so love you. Send me money.
Yeah, like hi bestie.
Hi bestie.
I'm like, I'll be your bestie, but you have to give me money. But not like in a rude way, but like
no, in a fun way. Come on, it's fake. It's all fake anyways.
Yeah, just give me your fucking money or else I'll literally
it's
be
giving
like
Monopoly,
mad.
like the game.
Yeah.
Just like in my Venmo.
Yes, diva.
Period. Okay, anyways. So they're in the house during the storm. The storm is happening and everyone's kind of like, you know that time when you're on vacation between like the activity and like going to like hang out and so you're like refreshing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's what time it is. Everybody's changing and getting ready for the evening. Jordan is fucking mad, as I've said before. And also I'm like, what is Sophie's deal? Something wacky is happening with Miss Sophie.
Yeah, something's always happening with Sophie.
Yeah. Sophie being Amandla, Rue, you know?
Are
you
also
coming to the tree?
has been saying, oh wait, have we gotten there? Miss Herb?
Huh?
Rehab?
No, just say it. It's okay.
Oh, Miss Girl went to rehab.
Yeah, we find out that girlie went to rehab and like, yeah, had a substance issue.
Yeah.
Okay, this is when we get this meme that was everywhere. Pete Davidson being like, I just look like I fuck.
I just look like and I think this is the most Pete Davidson has ever looked. Did you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like this movie feels like the pinnacle version of who Pete Davidson is on like media
and
like
the
on the internet. Yes.
Which I do think Pete Davidson is funny and it's kind of sick, but I do think he's cute. Like I like Pete Davidson. I know, but it's like it's because it is that like specific type of thing where there's something that's like maybe it's because he needs to, I'm like spiraling, like don't judge me. Maybe it's because I feel like I need to take care of him. Do you know what I'm saying?
I will forgive you for like Bayleaf Timothy Chalamet. But,
I love
but
Timothy
Pete
Chalamet.
Davidson is like just one step beyond.
But here's the thing about him, and I think you'll understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There must be something about Pete Davidson that is really slay because the women he has pulled, Ariana Grande, Kim Kardashian, Phoebe Dynevor, like that's, you know, the sister from Bridgerton. Like these are all, I mean, Kim sure work, but like Ariana Grande loved him. So like, what is the tea there?
I guess he's just funny and like has pipe doll.
Yeah, but I know. I'm like, what is your whole? I don't know. Pete Davidson is an enigma. I feel.
Do you know what I feel like?
Huh?
This may be rude, but it's because he's ugly hot.
Yeah, he is ugly hot. Totally.
Like that. All these women who bag him are like, baby girl, I'm better than you in every step of the game, and I can do better than you. So me being hotter than you is a way to keep you in line. Not in like a manipulative way, but in a way where
everybody's
it's like,
thoughts.
like the girlies are like, baby girl, you're steps down from me, so you will always have to look up to me.
Okay, work.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. Pete Davidson is a wacky figure. He is very silly. I do think he's funny.
And honestly, he fucks.
And he just looks like he fucks. So he says.
Mm-hmm.
To which I also have to say, straight men are so weird.
I know.
Yeah. Because he's like chatting with. This is when he's like chatting with Miss Girly, because David and David and Sophie are childhood best friends. Yes, and they haven't seen each other in a long time. And they're like chatting, whatever, and catching up. And he's like, girl, I haven't seen you in forever. And she's like, yeah, sorry. Because she just kind of shows up to this trip out of the blue, like I've said before. And yeah, he's just weird because he's also like clearly very threatened by Greg.
Yes.
Greg being Lee Pace, who's like literally so hot, but he's like, there's weird animosity there. As there always is with straight men where I'm like, just relax. Everything is literally fine.
Like no one's threatening you, diva.
Yeah. It's giving, like you said, rich.
It's like alpha male energy.
Interesting. We also hear that Greg is a vet. And we'll leave it at that.
Yes, he's a vet, diva.
We'll leave it at that. He's a vet. Okay. Anyways. And then they're making a TikTok and it's the board in the house and I'm in the house bored. And I was like, not that.
Which I think this movie is like referencing the pandemic.
Like, what do you mean?
In the idea of like the hurricane.
Right.
Like the concept of like, oh, we're having a party, we're rich, we're out of touch. let's make it. I just think there's so many like early pandemic nods. Like the
Yeah.
board in the house, that's giving early
It
pandemic.
is. It
It's
is.
giving let's have a party and let's be out of touch with the entire rest of the world.
Yeah. Okay. I feel you.
I mean,
Yeah.
bodies.
Bodies.
Rip, diva.
Yeah. The bodies are bodying.
Mhm.
Per. Okay. And then I said we're in the dining room. Oh, and the girlies are like kind of drilling B a little bit. And she's like, one of the girls says, "Is this your first relationship? You give off the vibe that this is your first relationship." I was like, oh, damn.
I know they're being
I'm like,
mean
why
to
was
her.
they mean? Yeah, the girlie's like just, first of all, she's stressed because she doesn't know these people.
Also, English is not her first language.
Yeah.
Which I kept thinking about.
Yeah. And they're
Especially later. I was like, I literally like my heart. I was like really sad.
Yeah. She's like the relatable figure in the horror
Mhm.
movie where you're
Yes.
like that you insert yourself in. And you're like, oh
Yes.
my God, these people are kind of crazy. Whoops. Oh, and they're eating the cake. And she's like scarfing this cake down. And the girl then goes, "Oh, there's weed in there, just so you know. Don't have too much." And she's like,
I know that bitch gets
that all of them get turnty on. And then they're all like having fun. They're partying. It's nighttime. Oh, and then like Pete Davidson starts being kind of wacky a little bit.
Wacky eats the lollipop.
Yeah.
Crunch, diva.
I'm like, ew.
He like literally is like eating a lollipop and then literally crunch.
Yeah.
Diva. Which I think, because I was trying to figure out how many substances were in this movie from like my familiarity. So there's alcohol, obviously. Yeah. There's a lot of cocaine. There's a lot of weed.
Yeah.
And then I think there's also Molly.
You think so?
Because the lollipops. Because there's like when, you know.
I know nothing. I literally.
So if you don't know drug culture.
I don't know drug culture at all.
Festivals. People do Molly a lot.
Yeah.
And like just ecstasy and like, you know, uppers like that. I'm not sure if it's Molly's an upper. I think it might be. Anyways, lollipop in the mouth at a club or at a festival, that person's rolling.
Okay.
Because you want to, your mouth goes dry.
Right?
Yeah. And you want to like keep your mouth moist. So having a lollipop keeps your mouth moist.
And also they're rich. So I'm sure they just have, they have access to all sorts of substances.
So Molly's, I think, involved as well.
Yeah. Oh, and when she tells him, she's like, "Are you being an incel?" Because everyone's like, "Hey, shut the fuck up." And the way she's like, "Are you being an incel right now?"
Yes.
I was like, LOL.
I know the movie has so many like one-liners.
Yeah, it was so good. And the way he's kissing his girlfriend is so weird. He's like keeps biting her, and she's like, "Stop."
Yeah.
And he keeps like biting her like more.
It has like no chemistry.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, you can totally bite if that's like the vibe, but like clearly their vibes were like
they're in two different places. Yeah, it's kind of scary. And I also just put for this part, to be that drugged out and drunk is like truly so scary to me. Like that idea. I don't know. I just think it's because, which like if that's your thing, slay as long as you're safe. But I just am not. I just so don't really do that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And so I'm like, oh, that like I don't even have a concept of what that's like. And for me, that makes this movie even scarier.
Yeah.
You know? Oof. If that's you, once again, slay it. Just be safe. Anyways.
So the kissing, it's not going well.
Not going well.
They then the girls start fighting. Like, because like the tension starts emerging.
Clearly they've all been friends for a long time. And like clearly there's some unhealthy, you know, animosity.
And then they kiss, they start to fight. Specifically Pete Davidson and his girlfriend, Miss Girl over here.
Miss Emma.
And the girls start fighting.
Right. We also learned that there was someone else named Max who was at this party who had to leave because of something happened.
The night before.
Like there was drama to which
he punched Pete Davidson. Which is why his eyes are black, which is funny because Pete Davidson always
thought he looked like that.
I thought so too, which I'm like, this is hilarious.
Yeah. Because we find out that this Max guy had said that he loves Emma, Pete Davidson's girlfriend. So it became Drom. And he left with the only car that they had.
Mm-hmm. And then
drama.
Is this when Pete Davidson starts to get kind of scary?
Yes. So Pete Davidson starts like being really insane, and like dragging his girlfriend because she's like clearly upset.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, because they're talking about playing this game, bodies. And he's like, she always gets upset, like she's gonna cry.
Yeah.
Like they're all like, this is probably a bad idea. We always end up fighting. And so I'm like, this is clearly drama. Like maybe this isn't the smartest thing to do. To which I put. Okay, so I know obviously we did theater growing up. Did you ever play Assassin on stage?
I did.
There's a theater game where you like, it's so unprofessional, but like it was like community theater, so it was like fun and fine. But where you like, there's like a killer and they like are trying to tap. Is that how you played it?
Yeah.
And it's
I played at church. LOL.
Work. Not church.
I know, High
but it
Resurrection.
reminded me of that. So
Yeah.
if you played Assassins when you're in
It's very
theater,
much that kind of game.
Yeah. It's like a werewolf or like a
Yeah.
So they're like, we're gonna play bodies. They're drunk. It's spooky.
Which also, I just have to add before we move on from it, when Pete and Emma were fighting, it's just so funny to me because I'm like, I just love to shit on straight men because it's just literally fun.
They deserve it.
But straight men will tell you everything you need to know about them in 1 second without asking.
Yeah.
In the sense of like because she basically says something about like, I feel gaslit, which he is actively gaslighting her.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not gaslighting you. So what? So you think I'm all of a sudden, you think I'm a misogynist? Do you think I'm this? Do you think I'm this? Do you think I'm this? Which is so funny because he's very clearly projecting his insecurities of what he thinks he is, which is not what he thinks. It is simply who he is.
Right.
Which but he goes on a monologue about all these things that you think I'm this, you think I'm this, you think I'm this, which is like, I didn't, but now
obviously you are.
Now I do.
Yeah. You're outing yourself, baby.
Yeah, which is so funny.
It is hilarious. This movie was, I know it was directed by a woman and it's giving that.
Yeah, very much
so. And written by a woman. So like,
it's giving slay girl.
Yeah. Okay. So, also he drags his girlfriend. He's like, she's an actor. She always cries first. That sent me.
Yeah, literally.
Oof. Okay. And they also do this thing where before they start playing bodies, where they all take a shot and they slap each other.
Yeah, that was weird.
I was like, what?
Weird. I'm like, if you really enjoy hitting people that much, you belong in therapy.
Yeah, figure that out. The way Jordan slaps B, like hard. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I'm just more of a lover, I'm like, I would just rather kiss.
Yeah. Like the hitting was weird. But clearly there's some, yikes. So then the game begins. And they turn off all of the lights and they're like, someone is a killer. They like draw something and someone is the killer and they have to like touch the person, like a person that they kill.
Yes.
But they're in this mansion. So they're all separated. And first of all, the way I would freak out in the
Maddy's not a darkness girl.
No. One time we were in an escape room and it was so dark that I made them get me out of it. Like I was literally like, let me get out of this escape room right now. And they had to give me a flashlight. I would flip out.
Because it wasn't like just dark. It was like darkness that like you feel enveloped in darkness. Kind of like
I couldn't see my hand in front of my face darkness. And it was darkness Aberdeen. Scary.
So the game begins. Miss Person dies.
Lee Pace dies.
Lee Pace dies as part of the game.
In the game. And they're all, first of all, the way Alice is freaking out that he's dead, but like it's literally the game is so funny. And then they're like trying to wake him up and he's like not getting up. And I was like, oh my God, he's dead. But then the way Pete Davidson.
And he taps him in the balls with a cold beer and they're like, wake up. And he's like, ha,
he's
gotcha.
like, I'm awake. And it turns to drama when they're trying to figure out who the killer is. Like we knew it would.
Because they just make accusations and they get so butthurt about
and they're like,
it.
and this is why it's you because you're like this and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it starts becoming really personal really fast.
Yeah,
it's like, you're a killer because you're actually a fucking bitch ass cunt.
Yeah.
And I really wish you were dead.
Yes.
And it's like, okay.
And you're a killer because you have a drug problem. And I'm like, oh my God.
Like they're hurling like darts at each other.
Yeah. And Pete Davidson and Greg go at it. And Greg is mad. Which I'm like, I literally don't understand why you're all mad, but okay, slay.
And he goes to bed.
He's like, good night. I'm over this shit. Yeah. Pete's a douchebag. The way this is when he really starts fucking yelling at his girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's so insane. This is why men don't deserve rights. LOL. Oh my God. He says about his girlfriend that she doesn't have an original thought in her head.
Yeah. He's an asshole.
That is the meanest thing I've ever heard. And all of them are like, that is so mean. Oh, crazy.
They're setting it up.
Yeah. And they're like, she's an actress. She's not actually sad. She's not crying. She's an actress. And then he was like, you saw her in Hedda Gabler. She wasn't that good.
The constant references to Hedda Gabler is literally so funny.
It's hilarious.
One of my favorite lines is later on. I'll mention it later, but it is so funny.
It's so funny. Okay. So then round 2, they're playing again. But then what happens? The power goes out. Scary. Like in the hurricane, absolutely the fuck not. Horrifying. So then Miss Girl is in this room next to a window.
Yeah, so everyone splits up.
Everyone splits up because they're playing the game.
Yeah.
Oh, and then they're like trying to get like, because Greg had brought like a go pack and stuff that had some suspicious stuff in it, but they're like trying to find flashlights, whatever.
Yeah.
So they're all split up, and then what happens? This truly scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, they're like, everyone's together,
Mm-hmm.
and Pete Davidson is off somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Miss B's walking by a window, and
Mm-hmm.
slam, Pete Davidson's body goes into a window. Blood everywhere. Neck slit.
And I said, David was death stabbed. And I'm like, what a nightmare. Rip Diva.
Yeah, it's giving Scream vibes.
Yeah, it's so scary. So then they're all freaking out, obviously.
Because he's literally dying.
Like he's like dead. And they're in the middle of nowhere.
Actual dead.
There's no cell reception.
Hurricane is popping off.
So they run to the car. What did Miss Girl do? Left the lights on. Car died.
Mm-hmm.
Rip.
Car died just like Pete Davidson.
Yep.
And they said, they go back in the house. What do they, Miss, what's her name? The one who's mad all the time.
Jordan.
Jordan is looking outside.
Yeah.
And because they're going to look for the generator.
Yes.
And she comes back inside with a sword. The sword used from the beginning for the champagne bottle.
Right.
And she's like, I found this. And this is the murder weapon.
Yeah.
Someone murdered him.
Uh-huh.
So then they all start to spiral.
The girls
because
are
they're like, oh shit.
A murder
he was
has taken place.
Murdered.
Yeah.
Actual murder.
Mm-hmm.
And
this is when I really am like, where the fuck is Max?
Mm-hmm.
The guy who was gone. Like, this is when I'm like, where is this guy? And this is when we find out that they were on shrooms the night before and he confessed his love to her. So like you're kind of starting to think maybe Max did this or like something like that. And then they start questioning Alice about Greg because Greg is the only person that they don't really know.
Mm-hmm. And he's the only person who isn't in their circle.
Isn't in the room. Yeah, he's the only person in the circle. He also went to bed. So they're like, and they also fought. So it's like, it's probably Greg. They're all saying it's probably Greg. To which Alice says, they're like asking her how well she knows him. And she's like, we've been together for a long time. They're like, okay, how long? And she's like, 2 weeks. And then they're like, what's his middle name? And she's like, I literally don't know.
She's like, that's too personal.
Yeah, you don't know that until like 4 months. And then she's like, he's a Libra moon. That means a lot. Sent me.
Yeah, everything Alice says is literally
everything
so
Rachel
funny.
Sennett does, iconic. So then the search begins. And Emma goes missing for a while. Emma. The girlfriend.
Yes.
Emma goes missing. Greg is nowhere to be seen. And he has a bunch of spooky belongings. They find his go pack. There's scary stuff in it.
And they're wandering the halls. They get into his room. They look through his backpack. Lots of random things that are a little
sketchy on it.
Wacky.
Yeah.
Map with a house circled on it.
Yes, the house circled.
What else? There's something else in there that's just really weird.
Knife. There was a knife. Is that it? Yeah.
Like just weird things in there.
Right. And also,
like,
I think it was around this point where they're like, they ask about guns. They're like, does David's family have guns? And she's like, no. They're rich, but they're on the right side of politics, which sent me.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah. So we don't think they have guns at this point. And then we find Emma hiding. She's like asleep.
Yeah, she's like, girl,
bed.
I was disassociating. Bye.
Yeah. And so what does the girl do? Gives her a Xanax. I'm like, not more substances.
Yeah. I'm like, your bodies are wrecked, diva.
Her. And then we find like this red room, to which I'm like, how was the room red when the lights were out?
That's a great question.
Right?
Maybe it was like infrared light. I don't know. Because it looked like it was some type of like.
Yeah.
Was he wearing
like
a weird infrared mask too?
Yeah, he was doing one of those light therapy masks. I don't know. And he's like passed out on the ground. And they wake him up and drama once again ensues. And they start questioning him. And he's like, what do you mean Greg's dead? Or David's dead? It's a whole thing. And Greg is in defense mode.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
and they all have weapons.
They all have weapons.
All the girls have weapons.
They're covered in blood.
Mm-hmm. They're pointing it at him.
To which I'm like, I would probably be in defense mode like he is too. Yeah. Like I'd be like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. So he was very much like, huh? And they're very much like, wait. They're like, where have you been? He's like, I've been here.
Yeah. And then he gets a knife and they're all being crazy.
And they all
Greg then gets crazy. He then gets mad. And can I just say, the way that they act when he has the knife is the way you guys act when I hold a knife.
Well, it's true. We
guys,
should.
They don't allow me to hold knives.
Maddy Berry should not be allowed with knives.
Might I just say, no incidences have ever occurred to make me not hold a knife. But they refuse to allow me to hold a knife.
Yeah, it's not allowed.
Anyways,
it's just written.
I just had to say. And then Miss Russia comes in.
From behind.
With a kettlebell.
And beats his head in. Diva.
Yeah. I was like, ugh. Scary.
Yeah, because he was starting to, like, he was in defense mode because they were in defense mode. Like, it was just like, it was just
just drama. Everyone's once again on something.
The girls are fighting.
So it was scary.
So she beats his head in. He dies. Literal dead. And she killed him.
Yeah. To which I did say everyone's on substances. Amanda is still not on anything.
Or she's high on, like, weed.
Is she?
Because she ate the edible.
Oh.
earlier. So she probably isn't like fucked up, but
Right.
she's like not
Oh,
necessarily
is she like one of those
sober.
who's like, well, weed's okay.
Yeah, and also
Could
she
work.
drank. So she's like a little crossed, but in
Yeah,
comparison
to
to everyone
everyone
else,
else.
she's like
Yeah,
pretty
yeah, yeah,
much
yeah.
on earth.
Okay, purr.
So we watched her kill him.
Yes.
And everyone's like,
And then she's like, they're like going off and they're like, he could have killed us. He's a vet. Like he could have killed us. He's a veteran.
And mind you, Miss Alice watched her boyfriend literally get his head smashed in.
Yeah.
And she was like,
She's freaking out.
Yeah, so she's freaking out.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they're like, oh my God, my boyfriend just died.
Yeah. And they're like, well, he's a veteran. Like, you don't know, he knows ways to kill people.
Yeah, he's the only one with combat training.
Yeah. And then she's like, what? And they're like, he's a veteran.
And he's like, no.
She's like, didn't he like tour Afghanistan?
And she's like, no, he's a veterinarian.
It made me laugh so hard.
And they're like, huh?
Oh my God.
So then they kind of all come to terms with the fact that they're like, I think we just killed
not the right person.
the wrong person.
Yeah. Which.
And then they start pointing it at B.
Yeah. They're
And
like, why'd you kill him? Why did you kill him? And
Why
then she's like, he was being scary.
He was being scary, and we thought he was the killer.
Yeah.
Y'all wanted to kill him too.
Which I don't blame her. I don't blame Greg for freaking out. Because it's
a totally reasonable scenario.
No, literally. And the way they're like, go change your shirt. It's bloody to her.
Yeah.
I'm like, you guys, relax.
But it wasn't even, it was the girlfriend. She's like, go change your shirt.
Yeah.
I was like, that's weird.
It is weird. Like, and Emma, who's covered in blood, she doesn't have to change her shirt.
Nor
her dress. Weird.
So then everyone splits up.
Yeah. And she throws up trauma. And then Sophie finds Coke and snorts it.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
She said, back on my bullshit.
Yeah. Sophie is dragging the girl, not her saying their relationship was a sham. What is that? Oh, was that about Was that about her? Or was that about Emma? I don't remember.
There's lots of like, there's so much tea in this movie that it's like hard to cover everything, but.
Who said this? I wish they had chopped your head off instead, you spineless piece of shit. Who said that? I just watched this.
Oh, I literally wrote that down too. I wish they
crazy.
chopped your head off, you spineless piece of shit.
Because they're all yelling. I think they said that to Emma.
Yeah, well, they're walking through the halls and then
Yeah.
they say, well, because they keep talking about Emma because Emma's not there.
Yeah.
Emma, the emotional actor. And they keep talking about her, bring up Hedda Gabler.
Yeah.
To which is so funny because Alice says the best line of the movie. She's like, you guys keep talking about Hedda Gabler. She wasn't that good in Hedda Gabler.
So funny.
She's like, she's not that good of an actress, you guys. Stop it.
Yeah. I think that she said that to Emma.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they had chopped your head off instead, you spineless piece of shit. That's hilarious.
Yeah, because the girls are fighting.
Yeah. And then Sophie finds drugs in a ping pong ball, which I was like, yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's getting drugs because she like had it hidden, I guess.
This movie gets so, like, I'm thinking about it now. I'm not confused, but I'm like, there's so much happens.
So much happens. Yeah.
So Miss Man dies.
Miss Man dies.
Then Evan splits up,
Right.
goes searching.
Right. Emma, we find Emma again. And what does she do? Kisses Sophie.
Yeah.
Which I was like, huh?
Yeah, they meet in a hall and she's like, and then they kiss.
And she's like, why are you kissing me?
Yeah, it's very weird
And she's
stuff.
like, I thought you loved me or something like that. And I'm like, what?
Uh-huh.
And I just have to say, everybody in this movie needs psychiatric help. Like literally
Absolutely.
immediately. And B is just over here like, how did I end up in all of this?
Yeah. And then
Scary.
move
And
along,
then
move along. Dun, dun.
What happens? Alice trips over whose dead bodies?
Emma.
Emma.
Emma is found,
Bodies.
Emma is found dead at the bottom of a staircase.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Miss Girl screams because she's like, oh my God, Alice just found her dead body.
Mhm.
And then from one direction emerges B. From one direction emerges
Which one?
everyone
Point.
emerges from different directions to find her dead body.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, how did she end up dead? There's a murderer in this house.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, why don't you girlies just stay together the whole time?
That's the thing. These movies, I'm like, everyone stick together because
Yeah,
it's
stay
easier.
together the whole time because y'all separate and then shit goes down. The deaths are rolling the game. Oh, because they're like, you guys, the deaths that are happening, because they've been playing Bodies. They've played it multiple times on this trip already, and it's following the pattern of who has been the killer every time.
It's giving Scream.
Yeah. So they're like figuring out, they're like, someone is killing us based off of the way that these games have been going.
Yes.
Which I think Jordan is the one who says that.
Yes.
And whatever. So now there's only 4 left. And one of them says, well, we're all coked out. And I was like, damn. And everyone starts to turn on B. You lost?
No, I'm just reading my notes and they're not very good.
Oh,
So
what does it say?
nothing.
Okay.
I couldn't follow along because my notes are not specific
It's
enough
okay.
because they're so loose.
It's okay. But everyone begins to turn on B, and because she now is the one that no one else knows besides Miss Girl.
Yeah.
And so they're like, one of the girls like, I did some research on you. You didn't actually go to Utah State. And like, and then everyone starts to lose their shit. Alice is losing her shit. Miss Girl, Rachel, starts to freak out. And Sophie is not defending B in the slightest.
Yeah.
Which is like, yikes.
And she's also coked out. I think that's due to the fact that she's on substances.
Right. And then everybody starts to go after her and like shuts her out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
They push B out of the house and they're like, stay outside in the fucking hurricane, bitch.
Which is like, first of all, scary. You don't know. Everyone thinks there's a killer outside.
Yeah.
So she's like, damn. Also a hurricane. And she's like, bitch, huh? Also, I don't know any of you. Like, you're being mean.
Yeah. And Sophie's once again, not saying anything. Her girlfriend's not saying anything. So she goes to the car because there's like a window broken. And so she breaks into the car basically.
Gets herself a change of clothes.
And eats hot Cheetos.
Yeah. She's like, I'm hungry, honey.
Yeah. I was like, honestly,
Munchies.
Slay girl. But then we find Jordan's panties in the car. Did you notice that?
Yes, I was confused about the panties storyline.
Yeah. Well, I think I figured it out. So I'll say it later. And then we see she like goes back to the house and someone inside has a gun.
Mm-hmm.
We see that someone grabs
someone. Yeah.
But we can't really tell who it is, but because of a light, we can infer that it's probably Jordan.
Yes.
Her. So then B climbs in through the doggy door.
Yeah, she gets inside. Mm-hmm. And they're like, bitch, how'd you get in here? She's like, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Because here's the tea girl.
Miss Girl has a gun.
Jordan has a gun.
Yeah.
And she's like, and everyone's like, what, bitch? I thought there was no guns in there. She's like, I saw her getting a gun. Empty your pockets. Empties her pockets. Nothing there.
No, there was something there. There was a piece of paper. Who was the killer in the game? Jordan.
Mm-hmm. So everyone now turns on Jordan.
Yes.
So like, girly pop. Yeah. You're the one.
This is when everybody is fucking fighting and spiraling.
Yeah. The girls are like peak mad. And to then, what do we see? Jordan pulls out what? A gun. She had the gun. Mm-hmm. And everyone's then like, okay, bitch, I'm really scared. Everyone's like, then the people are already dead. But now the tension is higher.
High. Just as they all are.
And they're fighting. And then they start lashing out at each other.
Yeah.
To which they then say, because then they're like outing each other on like their deepest, darkest secrets.
Right.
And like Jordan listens to Alice's podcast. You hate Alice's podcast.
If any of you guys listen to my podcast, thank you for the listens.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love you.
Thank
Anyways. You. But before all of that, we find out that Sophie didn't actually go to she dropped out of Utah State because of like money or something. And
Not Sophie B.
That's what I meant. B
drops out of Utah State.
Yeah. And she was working at this place, but then no longer is working there.
Yeah.
And so Miss Girly has been dropping her off just at the mall, and she's just been like hanging out.
Yeah, her story is muddled. It's confusing for the other girls because they're like, you are lying about things. Right, but it's all because B is like, A, an immigrant, and B, like wanting to make a good impression, and she's taking her for sick mom. So it's like truly very sad.
Because we find out her mom has borderline personality disorder.
And then they all use it against her.
But first, this was so fucking funny. They're like, Miss Girl's like, oh my God, mental health, that's so hard. She's like, that's really sad. This is Alice.
Miss Alice.
She goes like, I have body dysmorphia. It's so funny.
And the way she says it, and everyone's like, girl, shut the fuck up.
I know, everyone's like, bitch. It's so good.
This movie has the best one-liners. Alice is one of the funniest characters in this movie.
Okay, anyways. And then when Sophie says, so then they all start, they're going at each other. They're talking about her drug problem. And she's like, hold on. How come when I have a drug problem, it's the black girl with the coke issue? And how come when David has a coke issue, y'all don't give a shit? He's just the funny, silly white guy. To which I was like, honestly, work.
And that's the thing is that she always brings up very valid points for the wrong reasons, but they're the right point.
And the way Alice goes, I understand. I am an ally.
I wrote that down.
It's so funny. So everyone's unraveling. And
oh
then,
my God. And she's like, wait, what did she say? That's actually ableist.
Yes.
About what?
About the mom with the borderline. She's like, your mom's crazy. And she's like, that's ableist. I think that's what it was.
No,
right?
It was something weirder.
Oh.
Damn.
I don't remember.
You guys, there's so many good one-liners.
And it moves quick. So then Jordan, this is when Jordan says that Sophie and her had hooked up before the trip. Mm-hmm. And so like then there's this cheating allegation.
So this is when the gun is pulled.
The gun is pulled.
So the gun is pulled, tension's high, everyone's spilling secrets. Yeah. That's when they talk about you hate listening to the
And
podcast. That's
listen,
when they.
to which I have to say, podcasts do take a lot of work, okay? Because
Yeah,
she was like,
but
it takes a lot of work.
And she said, and they're like, what is your podcast even about? And she's like, hanging out with my silliest and smartest friend.
Which is
I was like,
funny.
I was like really gagged. Like, it gagged me.
Yeah,
and then they're like, yeah. But when she said it's a lot of work, I was like, how is that me? Because that's me spiraling about podcasts being a lot of work.
No, literally, because it is. Just so you all know.
Yeah, this is not
We're here
easy,
making content for you guys currently. Okay, it's a lot of work. Anyways, I feel seen by her. It's so funny, and this is when they're like yelling at each other, the gun, and she's like, Jordan is like talking about being poor. She's like, I didn't come from money like you guys. And Alice is like, your parents are upper middle class.
She's like, they are both teachers at a university.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's a public university.
It's so good.
Like, so they're all fighting, and then eventually
Jordan shoots Alice
in the leg. And then Alice is obviously freaking out. She's like,
and she's like,
I was shot.
She's like, I didn't shoot you. I didn't shoot you. And I'm like, you literally shot her.
Yeah. It's so, the girls are spiraling.
Yeah.
If you're a girlie, watch this movie because the girls are girling.
The way Alice goes, I've never been shot before. Why did she say that with Jen for Coolidge delivery?
I know.
It was so
and she's
funny.
like, by a gun.
Yeah.
And I was shot by a gun.
And then they're wrestling for the gun.
It's giving Wild Party.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, and yes. Oh, that was Chicago. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. They all reach for the gun.
They all reach for the gun, and they're all wrestling with the gun.
Yes.
But listen, it is in Wild Party too.
Yeah, I know.
When they're all fighting.
No, I know. But the song I was singing was, oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
The gun.
Yeah, no, I wasn't saying.
Yeah. Of course.
No, I was saying
Are we fighting? Are we buying?
Anyways,
so they're all fighting for the gun. All three girlies, or all four girlies, because it's four of them.
Yeah.
The gun is in multiple hands.
And what happens?
Bam. They're all on top of each other.
This is giving Wild Party.
Gunshot.
Yeah.
You don't know who's dead.
Mm-hmm.
They all roll off the body. Alice shot dead. That bitch is dead down boots.
Alice.
Bye, Alice.
I
Miss
know.
One-Liner Queen.
I know. Our queen, Rachel Sennett.
So now it's just B. It's just
Jordan, and
it's Sophie. The three left.
They all split up.
They're all running, fighting, screaming.
Yeah. Everyone goes to separate wings of the house, and then they're like they find each other again. They're wrestling for the gun. B and Jordan specifically are wrestling for this gun. They're going at it, and then B flings Jordan over the staircase.
Yes, because it's Jordan and who fighting for the gun? Jordan
and B.
No, it's not Jordan because B hits him. It's Jordan and the other girl.
Sophie.
They're fighting.
Oh,
They're physically fighting, and then B comes out of nowhere and slams Jordan and off the railing.
No. That was B and Jordan together. Because B got her off of Sophie. And then because she was like, oh, and like went back, and then bitch, I'm right.
Listen, I don't think so.
Yes.
Well, okay.
Yeah, because she's like about to kill B, and then they like run. She like runs her over to the staircase, and like. Boom.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, it is B. So everyone knows.
I know. Well, B is the one who yeets her off the railing.
Right. Yes.
How they get to the railing? To be determined.
No, I know. Okay. And
but yeah, now Miss Girl is dead.
Yeah, Miss Girl is dead.
Dead on the floor, doll.
Yeah.
I'm an ally.
Don't call her a psychopath. It's so ableist. Oh, because she calls her a psychopath.
Oh yes, because oh my god, because B's mom is borderline. Okay.
Yeah.
And then someone says like, "You fucking psychopath."
Don't call her a psychopath. That's ableist.
And she's like, "Oh, did she say low key?" She said something like,
yeah.
Oh, she's like,
it's right there.
Like, don't call her a psychopath. That's actually ableist.
So ableist.
It's so funny, you guys.
I live. You know what? Your parents are upper middle class. It's public. Ugh, it's so fucking funny. Okay, anyways.
Sorry, the one-liners, you guys, just watch this movie for the one-liners.
So good. So Jordan is dead.
Bye. She fell off the railing into a sculpture of like weird plastic bottles and cans.
No, it wasn't. That was their table full of survival stuff.
I don't know. I thought it was a sculpture, you guys. I don't know. Did I watch this movie?
That was the table full of survival equipment. Like flashlights and stuff like that.
I just thought it looked more elaborate on the floor.
Oh,
she fell into something.
Yeah, she did. It was all of their stuff to survive the hurricane, which none of them did. Well, two of them did. Anyways.
So now Miss Jordan is dead on the floor, shoots up at the ceiling, misses, dead.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was like, hello? She's still shooting. And then, so now the girls don't trust each other. Now B and Sophie are fighting because she's like, did you sleep with her? Did you? And she's like,
Oh, because right before Sophie died, or no, not Sophie, right before
Jordan
died, she hurls the accusation that she's like, by the way, before your girl came to pick you up.
No, I already said that because that was when they're all fighting. Okay.
Because it's important for this moment.
Because like she had said previously, like I had said previously, they
this podcast is becoming this movie.
Sophie had texted Jordan, like, I guess begging her to like meet up with them so that they could, behind B's back, cheating stuff. And so because of that, she's like, so did it happen? Oh, because she says, check her phone. Before she dies, she's like, check her phone.
Yeah. And it's really giving, I think that happened.
Yeah.
Because she's like, I want you to know that this happened.
I think
you should not trust this girl.
I fully believe it happened.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And she never admits it. Miss Sophie never says that it happened. Which here's the gag. If Sophie had just said, I did sleep with her.
Yeah, because and also we find out these two girls have only been together for 2 weeks.
I thought it was 6 weeks. 6 weeks.
6 weeks. 2 weeks was Greg and Alice.
Yeah. But yeah, so she's like not admitting it.
Yeah.
And so now Miss B's like, I can't trust you.
Yeah.
I can't trust you about anything that you've said at all.
Yeah.
So then they
and also
turn
like
against each
and
other.
and I'm like, Sophie keeps trying to touch B and B's like, don't touch me. To which I'm like, yeah, trauma. I wouldn't want anybody to touch me right then either. Why are you getting mad? Ugh. Okay. So they split up. Oh, and she's like, I love you. Oh, not the time.
Yeah.
Not the time. And it's the next morning. Dead bodies everywhere.
Literally bodies.
There's just a bodies. Scary. The way Sophie grabbed B, like, damn. Oh yeah. B's like walking around. Sophie comes back and grabs her. The gun's back.
The gun is back.
And she's like, give me your phone. I want to check your phone. And she won't. To which I'm like, bitch, you're admitting it now.
Yeah. I just say it.
Like not letting her see the phone. Like we all know that you did it. And they're going at each other. The phone goes in the mud. She throws the phone in the mud. Everything's a wreck because of the hurricane.
Back
they start
in the pool.
wrestling each other. Scary stuff.
Wrestling.
They have a nice little swim in the hurricane gross pool. And she grabs the phone, and the phone isn't hers.
Yeah.
The phone is Pete Davidson's. To which then she uses the Face ID.
She's like, whose phone is this?
Yeah.
It's his.
It's his. Because once again, David and her are we're childhood friends. So she's like, David will probably know. And so she takes the phone over to David. Oh, and they have service, right?
Because the service is
No,
restored.
they don't have service yet.
Not yet.
So she takes the phone over to Pete Davidson and does the facial recognition on
his dead body.
which sent me. And then what do we see?
We see the first thing that opens up is a TikTok
that he was in the middle of making. And it's him trying to do the sword thing with the champagne. And it doesn't go as planned.
No, ma'am. It goes off plan.
No, he instead of doing it away from himself, like any smart person would do,
he does it toward himself.
Towards himself because he's struggling.
And to which he then strikes his own neck with his own sword.
Slits his own
throat by himself. He killed himself.
He killed himself.
To which then and then the two girls are like, oh shit.
So we realized they're lit. So I mean, obviously I forgot to say it earlier. Hello, spoilers. There never was a killer.
Never. He killed himself.
And then they all spiraled and turned on each other.
And killed each other.
For no reason.
Yeah. So they all accused each other of killing the person that no one killed.
Yep.
So it just goes to show, if you have animosity with your friend, let's get it out of the way. Let's squash that first because, Diva, you don't want to kill each other.
I accept that you were wrong earlier. Just kidding. Love you.
So yeah, we're not going to kill each other. But yeah, so, and then who shows up? The guy.
Max
shows up. He's like, bitch,
what the fuck? And then the power turns on. Cell phone.
Ding, 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 ding. Notification stall. Yeah. Bodies everywhere.
Everywhere. I just lost my notes. And the last line, I have reception.
Uh-huh.
And that's it.
And that's the T-doll. And that's bodies.
Damn.
I know it's probably, this podcast makes it sound more convoluted than it actually is because it's just that. The plot is just that cuckoo bananas.
Yeah, no, it really is.
So please watch the movie. Like you will literally live for the lines.
We just literally spoiled the whole entire fucking thing, but it is so funny.
It is so funny.
It's not really scary, I would say.
No, I would say it's like
funny. It's
wild.
like kind of bloody, but it's funny.
It's like I would say it's like scary in the same vein that like Scream is scary.
Yes.
To like Scream isn't really that scary, but it's like camp.
Yeah.
Like this movie is very much giving camp, and I think this movie will age very well.
You're right.
And I think people
it's going to age well in the way that our children will not understand this movie at all. But it's
a time capsule.
It's a time capsule. This movie is not timeless by any means. It is such a specific time.
Yes.
So like I think it is funny, and I'm sure it's giving cult classic.
Yes. If you're of our generation, if you're in your 24, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think you should watch this movie. You will get all the references.
It's so funny.
It fits perfectly.
Yeah.
And all the virtue signaling, the this, the that.
Yes.
Like it is so, all the characters are so brilliantly acted and developed. And like, it's so funny.
Yeah.
So you'll live your life, your fantasy, and your truth in this
So please
film.
watch it if you haven't already. Sorry, we spoiled the whole entire thing. I probably should have put a spoiler warning earlier. I don't think I did.
Well, I feel like if you're going to listen to an episode about a movie, you should know that it's going to come.
Exactly. Well, Slay, thank you for being here for
Thanks for having me. It was so fun.
Tell them about your podcast.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I have a podcast too. It's going to be. It's called Parker's Pointless Podcast.
Yeah.
I've mentioned it on this podcast multiple times.
Yeah, I'm sure you probably know, but just
go listen to my podcast. You can follow me on Instagram, Parker's Pointless Pod. You can follow me on TikTok. You can go follow me on YouTube. You can follow me on Spotify. My podcast is just silly, slay, girly pop, goofy vibes.
Yeah.
It's like very like, but it's also like, ooh, but it's also like, So like, I highly recommend that you listen if you're just wanting to add something to your little playlist. So
exactly.
I have multiple episodes out now. It's all fun games and like gay vibes. So yeah, go join the party.
I don't know what next week will be, considering the fact that Tatiana Monique Alvarez is so entirely hard to get a hold of at this current moment. Love you, bestiana. But so I don't know what the future has in store. There will be an episode. I just don't know what it's going to be. But yeah, thank you for tuning in once again to our viewing party.
I'm so happy to have been here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for
substitute.
Substitute.
I'm the substitute teacher of your guys' dreams. I feel like substitute teacher is like very like in the brand, because like it's very much giving stepmother vibes, which is very much me.
Yeah.
So slay.
Stepmother. Yeah. Thank you for taking Tati's spot.
Absolutely.
I feel like if I'm ever unavailable, Parker will probably be taking my spot.
So
You're
I'll
like
be the
rotating third.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. A reoccurring third.
Hi.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, Illy.
Well, okay. Thank you for listening again. Oh, wait, hold on. So, listen to this. Listen to all of our episodes. Tell your friends. Tell your everybody, because, like, we're kind of funny, and everybody should be listening to this.
Yeah.
Okay? Period. And Tati usually does this. Like, comment, subscribe. Did I do a good job, Tati? Please text me and tell me I did. Okay. Love you guys. Thank you for listening to
I don't know.
1, 2, 3.
Our viewing party.
Yeah. We always end singing.
And
so
singing.